This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I don't know how this happened, but I think I would get a new car because a bear managed to lock itself inside this dude's car. What? And we got the audio. Check this out. Listen as he unlocks the door, and you can also watch the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. Listen as he unlocks it, opens the door, and then joins his friends as they scream and shout and successfully scare the bear away.
Go up! Go! Ah! Go! Go! Ah! Go! Go! Ah!
Dude, they did it with that guy. One guy does all the time. They
No!
Wow.
You f*** off! Ah! Ah!
Dude, the video is incredible because
that's insane.
The dude looks like he loves the festival life. He's got his tie-dye shirt on. He's not wearing any shoes. They're in the woods or somewhere in a backyard. I don't know exactly what's going on, but he just looks like he's maybe had a couple of puffs off the joint, too. And
wow.
For all we know, maybe he's on a hallucinogenic, don't mean to typecast. And then next thing you know, he's like, dude, I think there's a bear in my car. And they're like, dude, you're just tripping balls. There's no bear in your car. He's like, no, for real, man, I think there's a bear in my car.
I really think there's a bear.
Yeah, that is the freakiest thing I've ever seen. The bear somehow locks himself in the dude's car. Like,
well, the bear had his own set of keys. That's, I mean, in all fairness, it's, all bears have keys to cars, BJ.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they have those little key fobs.
Did he at least fasten his seatbelt? I mean, was he planning on going somewhere?
This is why you should always lock your car. I mean, you really just, you gotta always lock your car. That's all I gotta say. Because he left it open, and next thing you know, hey, there's a bear in there.
Yeah, but I'm with you, man. I think if I walked up, I'd be like, I don't know, man. Maybe we just let him stay there. Like, I don't know, good thinking on their part to do the whole yelling and try and scare the bear away, but that could have taken a drastic turn for the worse.
Yeah, I mean, really, because there are some bears, man, that they don't care if you're yelling. They just come at you. So, I mean...
Those are bears I don't want to meet.
Yeah, sometimes like all the noise and the noisemakers and everything. Again, I watched this show, the current season of Alone. They're on Grizzly Mountain, and these bears don't care. They're making all the noise. They're throwing the bear spray. They're doing whatever they can. And sometimes the bears are like, yeah, it's, you know what, too bad. I'm going to stay right here and do what I'm doing.
Do you think the friends were like, Jonathan's the first line of defense. Let's just start screaming. Worst case scenario, they eat our tie-dye friend.
Well, yeah, because he's the person who's making the video realizes that, well, I'm behind the person I'm videoing, and he's in front of me and the bear, so this is working.
Oh my gosh! Somebody on Twitter just won the internet because they wrote, "Your Uber has arrived."
Oh, get out!
Wow!
Yeah, how many stars do you give that Uber driver?
5 for that joke right there.
Yeah, yeah. That could
That's
be
an
it.
underrated tweet right there.
Yeah, is that a new thing? Is
No,
it
bears.
Is
No,
it
of course
Uber?
it's not a new thing.
I feel it's a new thing. I mean, look, there's always some sort of startup going on. Some app. Who knows? A new app, Uber.
I'm passing on that one. I do not want. First off, bears can't drive. Second off, man, I don't want to not tip him very well. I'm gonna be pissed.
I do wish I could get inside the mind of the bear to wonder what did he like. What was the end result he was hoping for?
Well,
was he thinking that maybe there's some snacks in there?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd assume food or something.
Yeah, they can smell. I mean, bears can smell stuff far ways away. So he probably was like, "Oh, there's some tasty treats in here, boo boo."
And he's like, "I don't want anyone getting in here. I'm going to lock myself in this bed."
Yeah. That is wow. That is just you'd be okay. I'm done. I would be like
BJ's never camping again.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You going to just let him have the car? I mean,
I think I have to let him have the car.
Yeah, you take pictures and you send it to your insurance company to say this is a total loss. It's like,
this is a total loss.
There's only a bear in there. It's like, no, there is a bear in my car. I'm never getting that back into that ever again.
I hit up my friend Lori who handles my insurance. You're like, do I have bear insurance?
Yeah.
She's like, what? I mean, bear insurance if they get in my car and lock themselves in there.
Yeah, who's that? Who's the guy that appears to me magically in the commercials when you got a problem? I forget what it was.
Jake from State Farm?
I forget.
The Geico?
Yeah. I don't know, but it was like somebody would, I remember people had accidents and they go, "Hey, Sammy from what company?" And then he's right there.
A good neighbor. Is it State Farm?
I think it is State Farm. You might be right about that. And somebody just appears. So that's what you need. You call that guy and go, "What's up?" Oh, you need to kill this bear. What? Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, discount insurance won't get that done.
Nope.
No.
Now, what about carpooling? I mean, is it okay if you have a bear in the passenger seat? You think
carpooling.
I think the officer will let it slide?
I think it's barely passable.
Yeah. It hurts, but I respect it.
Thank you. Well, it had to be done. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was waiting for an opportunity. That was in my brain since the whole story started. So thank you, Steve. It took a while. It took right to the end of this whole thing.
Well, I'm glad I lobbed that one to you.
Yeah. We finally got into the... Yeah,
Coach,
there were a lot of
take me
swings.
out. Bring in the backup pitcher.
Yeah. All right. Imagine this. Imagine hitting a golf ball and then it gets struck by lightning. Yeah, this happened, and it was caught on video. Steve's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spas for giving us the Migs Report. And today is a day that I think that all of us on the show could celebrate, because today is Embrace Your Geekness Day.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Whether it be board games, wrestling, video games, comic books, pizza, whatever it is that you like to geek out about, boxed wine.
Fantasy, any sports.
Fantasy, any sports, yes.
Yes.
Right?
I'm trying to think for Joe. Strippers in Vegas, whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever you geek out about, Embrace it today. Also today, enjoy some French fries because today is National French Fry Day.
Ooh, and it's also, since it's National Geek Day, I mean, it's also Sir Patrick Stewart's birthday today.
Aw.
All right, so Professor X and Picard, Jean-Luc.
I don't know,
80.
man. You might want to stay away from any kind of talks about birthdays. I feel like that could be a question on Beat Migs.
Oh.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah, BJ.
Damn it.
Don't you know how this show works? I stay away from birthdays for that reason.
Maybe you should consult me before you talk to Alexa, BJ.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You and Alexa, all in cahoots.
Sorry about that, number one.
All right, you can pick one type of French fry. I know we've had the argument over which fast food place has the best, and you're all wrong because it's Dick's, but what is your favorite type of French fry? Like the regular one, the crinkle cut, the waffle, the curly?
Oh,
you can only pick one.
Only can pick one. Well, I'm going to have to go with the regular one. It's not going to be a Dick's, unfortunately, but the regular one, yes.
Oh, see, I'm going to go with the Dick's regular with the potato skin on it, and when it's nice and limp and greasy. I like my fries like I like my men, limp and greasy.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna do. Okay, wow. You know what? Really, there's a lot. Maybe there's just some information we should leave at home, Steve. But if we're gonna go brand name, I got to go Mickey D's. McDonald's fries. I'll take those over anybody any day.
Okay, Rev. What kind of fry do you want?
The Cajun style from Five Guys. Those spices are super good.
And Five Guys rules because even if you order a small order of fries, they just dump like a ridiculous amount of fries in that bag.
Yep.
Which is
I love the fact that they do that. I just wish they would dump a ridiculous amount of McDonald's fries in my bag.
I'd take Five Guys over McDonald's.
Oh, you got? I mean,
I like McDonald's fries. I'm not like I like all fries. I'm not a
gold standard, baby. The Golden Arch standard.
All right, Vicky.
I love the Five Guys Cajun fries, but lately I've really been into the crinkle cut fries.
Oh,
crinkle cut.
Nathan's hot dogs. They have the best crinkle cut fries.
Not sure where that is.
It's in New York. Go there sometime.
Yeah.
I'll stop by on my way home from work.
You're going to have to really give me a good crinkle cut to make me believe that they're better than the regular cuts.
They hold that ketchup better than most fries.
There's this drive-in not too far from my parents' house in Arlington. I think it's called like the Fountain, like old school, like drive-in burgers. Oh, it's so good. They do like the OG or something, or the original burger with like a slice of ham in it. It is like a game changer.
I don't mind. Listen, I'm not going to argue with that burger.
But the fries, great compliment.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Danny. Pressure's on.
Curly fries.
Curly fries.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box?
Yeah, Jack in the Box for sure. They have those. I don't know if it's like a season on them, but I just love the curly fries. And they kind of do the same thing. Well, the one in West Seattle does anyway. You look at the bottom of your bag, there's at least another like carton of fries at the bottom.
And what I love about them, they're like almost like crack dealers over at Jack in the Box when it comes to that. Because even if you order the regular fries, every single time I've ever gotten regular fries, they seem to work a couple curly fries into the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they know just so they're like, here, this is what it tastes like.
Here's a taste.
You should come back and get some curly fries too, Steve.
And I'll always go back.
Yeah. I'm not saying no, that's for sure. Someone says you got to make a trip to Buckley and visit Wally's Drive-In. They have insane fries.
Ooh.
Crazy fries.
All right, let's go to Buckley.
Interesting, no one brought up the steak cut.
Like those are fun too, yeah.
Red Robin?
Bottomless. Yum.
With the seasoning?
Forget about it.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'll eat them, but I'll still be thinking about McDonald's fries.
All right, let's talk about something crazy that happened. Now, there's a Topgolf now, like a smaller version over in Bellevue, I think, where the old parlor was. But there's also there's a big one. I remember when we went for one of our trips to Portland with the donkeys. We went to the one in Oregon. It was a lot of fun. And I'm not even a golf type of a person, but it's just a fun activity to do. Well, there's a Topgolf range in San Antonio where somebody was just driving the ball, just hitting the ball like they usually do. 18-year-old kid. He hits the ball. It's going like 80-something miles per hour. That ball gets hit by lightning.
Damn.
It's incredible. The video is just nuts because as he just hits it, all of a sudden there's that shot of lightning that just hits the ball. And, of course, everyone that's around them just freaks out. And the best part was that I guess this was his last time that he was going to hit the ball. And he's like, hey, film this. And it just so happened to be the time that it was hit by lightning. In fact, here's the sound of here's what it sounded like, as well as Tomas, the kid that hit the ball.
All right, let me hit this last shot. And I told her to record it. I swung it, and the next thing you know, the lightning is coming out of the sky, hitting the ball.
Right after the lightning hit, the whole place shook, the lights were flickering, the computers reset, and everything.
It could have hit me, it could have hit her, it could have hit any of us. So it was actually pretty scary after I was thinking about it for a while.
That ball's been thunderstruck. They should have put that on after that.
Yeah. Right. Because you're holding a golf club, which has got some metal in it. usually. I mean, or if it was going to go for that ball, good thing that he got rid of that ball quick.
Has anyone been around when lightning has struck? Like, I've seen it from a distance, but I've never been that close.
No,
not that close.
Yeah, that would trip me the F out. What an adrenaline rush, though.
Yeah, that's
you lived.
Exactly.
Totally.
But boy, that's trippy. But what an experience. I mean, and think about the 1 in a skillion chance that can happen, that you can hit a golf ball right in and lightning hits it. I mean, that is, I don't know what the odds of something like that are, but they got to be like the most ridiculous odds ever.
And the best part, it was caught on video. Because if you share that story, even though you have your team of 5 friends and you can tell that all the time, people won't be as impressed until they see the video. When you see the video, it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. All of that is just like a 1 in a skillion situation.
Apparently, according to one texter, they're building a Topgolf in Renton.
Oh, Renton.
So that'll be exciting when that opens up. Like I said, I mean, it's like, I'm not even a golfer. I had a blast there. The food's good and everything.
Dude, get your reservations in now, probably, because the one in Albuquerque, they just opened like last year during COVID, and then once like the restrictions were lifted, it's booked out for like 7 months.
Oh, no, when we went to the one in Oregon, that one's been around for a minute, and it was still a pain to get into there. Like, it was packed all the time. Alcohol and golf, crazy. It works.
Well, I mean, really, it's a lucky strike for golfers.
This guy could be the idiot of the day. He went to a Dick's Sporting Goods in Pennsylvania back on July 3rd. He walked out and stole about $2,000 worth of clothes and shoes. Packed it all in his car, and he was about to leave, but then he decided, you know what? One of these things I really don't want, so I'm going to go back to the store and return it.
Oh, that was nice of him.
Well, he tried to get money for it, even though he stole it. It's like, I'd like to return this thing. Of course, they're like, wait a second, what's going on? This seems a little weird. So they said, I don't think you bought this. I think you just stole it. He's like, no, I didn't. And then he took off. Well, cops were able to track him down using surveillance footage, and now he's facing charges for all the stuff that he stole.
And he just could have, made his way, and, well, there you go.
Tonight, no Mariners game because, well, it's the All-Star game. It's at 4:30 on Fox, American League versus the National League. You excited for this, BJ?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Anything to look forward to about it? Or
well, I mean, if your team has a lot of all-stars, yes, you have a little bit more pride. And the Red Sox have 5 people going. I don't know if the Mariners. I don't know how many they have. I think. I forget his name. One of the pitchers, maybe.
Pitcher, but he was injured. But then I heard that he might be. I wasn't really paying too much attention because I'm just not used to the Mariners being in all-star games.
Yeah. Iwakura, I think. I don't know if, like you said, I don't know if he's injured or if he's going. But
I'm excited to see the dude on the Padres. I've become quickly a fan of that guy, the Tatis guy.
Oh, yeah. He's
so much fun to watch. And he just makes baseball exciting. So I just have a vibe that he'll make the All-Star game fun as well. But we'll see what happens with that. Tampa Bay Lightning, they celebrated their Stanley Cup championship yesterday. And boy, oh boy, they did not hold back with the alcohol and the partying, which is no big surprise. The big star, and I feel like maybe the Kraken got to think about grabbing this guy in the expansion draft if they're able to. That's Pat Maroon, who won not only back-to-back with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but back-to-back-to-back because he played with the St. Louis Blues before that. So he's just celebrating hard. He says he doesn't even remember the time when he didn't win a Stanley Cup, which is pretty funny. He was drunk.
That's amazing. I mean, 3 years in a row. I don't know if that's the record for a player to be able to have won 3 Stanley Cups in a row.
No, because you had some teams like the Islanders won 4 in a row. The Oilers won 4 in a row. So there's been teams that have won. But it's interesting that he won it 3 in a row with not the same team.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But
wow, the Islanders won it 4 in a row.
In the 80s. Yeah, they were a dominant team in the early 80s.
I remember they were that good, but I didn't realize they won 4 in a row. Wow.
It was pretty much the Islanders and Oilers that owned the 80s for hockey.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the Gretzky years, yeah.
Yeah, because they won the first half of the 80s, and then the second half were the Oilers, but whatever with that. But Pat Maroon's just chugging beers with fans. Fans are throwing beers at him, and he's catching them and chugging them. He had his mom drink out of the Stanley Cup, drink beer, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Wow.
But he wasn't the only one partying. Andrei Vasilevsky, who's the goalie for Tampa Bay, he was drunk and he was wearing the MVP trophy over his head.
Yeah.
It has a hollowed out part, so he just put it over his head. So it just looked like Mr. Bean with the turkey on his head.
Oh, that's so funny.
With the Conn Smythe trophy on his head. I could not stop laughing. But the craziest part is they're all drunk and partying, having fun with the Stanley Cup. And thank God the Stanley Cup, they have 2 of them. They have the traveling one, and then they have the one they keep in the Hall of Fame. Because I don't know what they did, but they caused some severe damage. They dented the cup.
Oh, boy.
Like bad. that round top where you drink the alcohol out of is completely flat.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Whoa.
I'm seeing a picture of it. They wreck that bad boy.
I mean, they're not the first to do crazy stuff with it, but I've never seen it dented that bad. Wow. So good on you, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Congrats.
All right.
Way to party.
Jeez.
They know how to do it.
Sad news for us wrestling fans, especially if you were a fan of the 80s wrestling with Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania when it first started, Mr. T was involved. One of the big bad guys back in that time, really, that helped Hulk Hogan become the great good guy that he was Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
I remember him, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. 71, and he sadly passed away yesterday. But, yeah, he was a big part of the early days of the WrestleManias and things along those lines. And one of the most hated bad guys. But I thought what his son said in the statement was pretty cool. He put a post up about his dad. The kid's name's Travis. He says, as much as many of you hated him as a wrestler, he absolutely loved you for it. Because, he wanted people not to like him. It was
kind of a
nice little tribute to the fans as well. And he was the guy that had, he was called Mr. Number Wonderful. And I always thought that looked cool in his tights because he had the number one and then Durful.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. I think he was battling dementia and just some health issues as well.
Yeah.
As far as weather, we're going to hit a high of 81 degrees. It's going to be a nice day today. That's the major point, and that's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know why it snuck up on me, but it was warm. After the 100-degree temperatures, I think we feel like it's a cold snap, but still, these are warm temperatures for us.
Oh, yeah, I was outside for a little bit, just watering the lawn and all that crap. And I go back inside, I'm freaking sweating. And I realize, it's high 70s, which is typically warm, but we got so, quote-unquote, spoiled with that 100-degree weather.
Oh, these are great days for me because I sweat and I don't have to do much. I love when I don't have to do much to sweat. I don't have to exert myself too much.
You just want to be sweaty?
Yeah. Well, it means I'm burning calories. I'm really getting a workout, whereas, I'm taking my normal walk like I normally do. But this time, of course, I'm doing a lot more because the weather's hotter. So I think at least my brain tells me, I'm sweating, therefore my body's got to be working more than it usually does.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if that is necessarily true or not.
I have no idea either,
you could be right. I am surely not a fitness expert, so I'm not going to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. But I know there's times I don't sweat at all, and I know I definitely got my heart going.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's it. See, I don't want to know about that. I want to just feel like if I'm sweating, no matter how it happened, it's because I'm working hard.
Yeah, because if you walked a mile in the winter, you're still burning calories, but you're not probably going to sweat much.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know if you actually burn more if you just take a regular walk in 68 degree weather, and if it's 80 degrees or more, if it's I don't know. They say you need water. I mean, I know I need to bring water with me on days like today.
Yeah,
but I don't bring any water with me when it's in the 50s or 60s.
But that being said, I agree in the sense that if you're doing something that's physical and you have more sweat, you feel like you worked harder.
I surely do.
Check me out. I've got drips of sweat.
Yeah, my shirt my shirt is soaking wet. I'm like, oh, this never happens. I feel like a badass.
You ever see those shirts now? They have the gym shirts that just it has nothing on it until you sweat, and then it says something like "you're working hard" or something stupid.
I've never seen that.
Oh no,
man.
It's like a hypercolor, but for positive stuff.
Yeah, it's you don't leave until this shirt. You can read what says on the shirt, and I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm hitting the end of my workout and it's not working, I'm just going to spray myself with water.
I can. I would never get that shirt to say anything.
Yeah, the shirt says you can go home now.
Oh yeah!
Wow!
I'm never going home wearing that shirt then. Oh yeah!
You go to a sauna and then that'll happen.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's it. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Beginning with R, what is Dolly Parton's middle name?
Roger?
No.
Dolly Roger. Sorry.
Nice.
Robin?
No.
Rochelle?
No.
Someone really needs to get at Dolly Parton and say, look, you got to change your middle name. Come on.
To Roger?
Yeah. I mean, Rebecca's a sweet name. I get it. But still, Dolly Roger is the combo right there.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You want a shot at BDC? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs. We'll do that at 6:48 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free Trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.